Good morning, everyone. Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. It is early today. I got up and going early today and it felt really, really good. It does feel like it might start raining today. I think that there was a little bit of rain in the forecast later this evening, but it feels like it could start any minute. So I've got my coffee. Let me show you what I was thinking about doing today. So I want to kind of clean up this area right here in front of my office. I put all these pots in front here, I think in January, because that's when I planted a whole bunch of tulips and a whole bunch of daffodils in them. The tulips looked beautiful, but they're done. They have done their job. They brought some beautiful color to the area, but now it's time to pull them out. And for us here in Zone 9B, tulips are like annuals. There is no point to replant them, repot them, or anything like that, because they won't bloom again because we just don't get cold enough. So the daffodils have not started blooming yet. I do not know what is up with my daffodils this year. They are so slow to bloom. I do have some daffodils blooming in my front yard, but everything else has just been so slow. So I'm patiently waiting for those daffodils. So I'm planning to leave the daffodils in. So I have the daffodils in that pot right there, that metal pot. I have them right here in this pot. And then I have them right here in this pot right there. I have like one right there because I thought it would bloom at the same time as the tulips, and it definitely didn't. So I'm going to be leaving those 3 pots. Then the other big thing that I want to do today that I'm going to be honest, I'm really nervous about, and that is root pruning my topiaries. So I have this juniper spiral right here that has been in this pot for, I think, 3 years, maybe 2.5 years. It's been in there for a long time. Same as my Texas privet pom-pom. What do you call it? Lollipop. They are struggling, you guys. They are so unhappy. I cannot keep them watered, and you can just see there's signs of stress for them. And I know it's because they want to get out of these pots so badly. The thing is, though, I don't want them out of the pots. I love them in this spot. I love it against the wall, the white wall behind it. I just think that they're perfect. So I've been doing a lot of research on root pruning trees to keep them small and keep them in the pots. And so I'm at least going to try it and see how they do. So that's going to involve me taking both of these trees out of these pots, which, man, I'm kind of nervous about because they're probably totally rooted in and stuck in those pots, and then really trimming the roots. So I will work on that. And then I just have a lot of other like scruffy looking, like, look at this lantana. This lantana is done. Something got it. It was doing really well, and then all of a sudden something got it. This is a lemon right here that is in desperate need of some fertilizer. I haven't fertilized my lemons yet this year. This one needs some fertilizer as well. And then, I did want to show you guys my Crown Princess Margareta. Look at this rose. Isn't this beautiful? It is like taking off. It has grown, oh my goodness, like 6 inches since I planted it last week. So it's obviously a great spot for it. Let me show you the blooms. And then it's a climber. So I got to find something for it to latch onto because I want it to climb up the edge of the office right there. And then right here, this random pot that I have, this is my Kiss Me Kate rose, and that's also a climbing rose as well. And I've moved it over here because I've got to do something with it because this pot is the worst pot ever. Like, they're terrible. I got them from a big box store last year, and I was really happy because I thought they looked really pretty, but it's like not draining appropriately. It's not draining right. And when I smell in there, it kind of smells like there's standing water in the bottom. And so I was really worried about my Kiss Me Kate. It's doing okay, and I've kind of like dug around in there, but I'm going to have to transplant her somewhere. So as for the plants that I'm going to be planting in the pots that I clean out over there, I actually already went to the garden center this morning, just a little small garden center in the next town over in Woodland, and was just kind of looking for some fun things, and I found a lot of really, really fun things. So first off, off, I'm sure you noticed my favorite plant, Mystic Spires Blue. Look at how beautiful it is. I got another one for Andrea and Bruce's garden to fill in the blank spots that I left. This is kind of a big pot for Mystic Spires Blue. They grow so fast, you do not need to get them in this big a pot, but that's all they had there. And of course it had the blooms. And so I was tempted. So I got 2 of those. And then I did pick up this geranium or pelargonium. I think that's how you say it. I just call it geranium just because the color is just beautiful and there's buds on it. So we're going to have more color and it's just going to be so pretty. Then I did get some Angelina sedum. I think I'm going to put that in the watering can right there because that's such a small spot. I wanted to just put something small in there. And then all of this stuff started because I found that. And that you all know what happens when you see that and you see pretty flowers and you say, oh, well, that's totally worth it. Plant math, right? So I saved so much money on my violas that I could buy all this other stuff, right? Totally adds up. Anyway, so I did get a dahlia. Look at how beautiful. I just couldn't help myself. Obviously this was impulse purchases, right? I mean, we all know what happened this morning. Janey woke up early and was proud of herself for getting up early and then went and did a whole bunch of impulse purchases. And then I got some fillers. And then this plant right here, this is called Bloomerang Dark Purple. It's a lilac from Proven Winners. And what's special about this lilac is it's supposed to be really good for warm weather. And I picked up this plant because I am doing a favor for my friend Blair. She is originally from the Midwest and she moved here to California with her family, and she says that the thing that she misses the most about the Midwest is the lilacs. She says she used to wake up and she could smell lilacs through her bedroom window and she just misses it so much. So we've been kind of on a mission to try and find lilacs that will bloom well for her in her garden. So, you know, I'm doing her a favor by having to buy this plant and trial it. So Blair, we will see. We will see how this one does. And then if it works, we'll get you a whole bunch. Anyway, so I think I said here, when I bought my herbs, I forgot to get mint. So I got a mint and I'm going to find one of the pots to put mint in because mint you want to put in a pot. And then I found this cute little evergreen ball. So that's just in case I need one more spot. And then this one right here, Robbie actually gave this one to me. This is called Little Ragu Sweet Bay, and it can be pruned basically. Look, you can see the height and width is as trained. So you basically prune it to the size that you want it to be, which I thought is so cool. So I think he's growing one of these in his garden as well. But yeah, I'm thinking about putting one in a pot and then underplanting it with some other stuff. So I don't really have a plan. I'm just going to kind of mess around. I think the first thing I'm going to start off with though is trying to root prune those trees because that's what I'm most nervous about. forgot. Okay. Well, this is harder than I thought, and I thought it was going to be hard. They are so rooted in there. I should have did this last year, but that's all right. So I got the juniper out and all pruned. I think it looks beautiful. I'm so happy with it. But now the privet, it's tough. All right, so there's the privet, the one that's giving me a really tough time. I don't know if it's giving me a tough time or I'm just really exhausted from that one over there. Could be a little bit of both. I think the problem with this one though is look at the shape of the pot. So it goes in the top and then down here it goes out. So all the roots are like spread out at the bottom, so it's just not slipping up. So I think I'm just gonna have to cut it out. Ugh, I'm tempted to go get my Sawzall, really. And then this one I did finish. It looks so good. I love it. Refresh the soil, put in some plant tone. It's all ready to go for another 2 years. And I'm going to say, let's see, not 2026. I'm going to do that again. So it doesn't get so rooted in like last time. And then, gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to planting all the pots. I'm gonna try. We're gonna see what we can do. All right, back to this. Oh, I hope I was recording. Okay, good. Oh, it's just pure roots. Look at this. Look at that. Well, it's root pruned. Oh, man. I am done. That is going to be part 1 of this little area makeover because my arms are so tired. I cannot even lift them up right now. I couldn't even hold my phone. I had to put it on the tripod. I used all the strength I had to get these 2 topiaries out of those pots. They were so rooted in, and really most of the root pruning came from getting them out of the pots, using that pruning saw to get them out of the pots. Oh man, but they look a lot better now. This one, like if I look at it, it looks perfect, but then I look in the camera and it looks a little off. So I will be messing with that. This one, the privet looks okay. It's definitely stressed out. It definitely needed some root pruning. I gave both of them fresh soil and then also a good dose of plant tone. So they're going to get a lot of nutrients that I'm sure they desperately need. And I watered them in. So I think they'll be happy. I hope they don't go into shock, but you know, we'll just kind of take care of them. So I'm going to go rest. That was part 1. Stay tuned for part 2, where I do all the other pots and maybe clean up that mess over there. I'm not doing it right now. I gotta go rest. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.